So, not quite that old yet. But he would in the wild just be starting to go out on his own, figure out how to survive as a penguin. He's an African penguin.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask.
So they're also called, I know, they're also called black-footed penguins. So they are found off the coast of They're found off the coast of South Africa. So he's a warm weather penguin. You don't have to keep it cold for him. We don't have to do this outside. There's not like little ice packs in there to keep him cold. He's perfectly fine in here, in a nice toasty 72 degrees or whatever it is. So not all penguins live where it's cold. So also, not all penguins slide on their bellies, live in the ice. Where he lives is the beach. Have you guys gone to spring break yet?
No.
No? Who's going to Florida or Myrtle Beach or
I want to
Virginia
go to
Beach?
Florida.
Yeah. So if you're going to a beach, that's what it's like where Bubba would live in the wild. They live on the beach. They actually make little basically little depressions in the sand and make a nest. So, are you doing some penguin yoga there? So that's where these penguins live. They don't live where it's cold. Yeah.
Is he fuzzy?
He is very soft, and he's not really fuzzy anymore. When he was a baby, he was really fuzzy. Now he's just a youngster, so he's not quite as fuzzy as he used to be. But he's still very, very soft. He's covered in tiny little feathers. He is still a bird. So those are tiny little feathers, more feathers per square inch on a penguin than any other type of bird. It gives him nature's wetsuit. Penguins don't fly in the air because they spend over half their life swimming in the ocean. Well, why do penguins spend so much time in the ocean? Anybody have an idea? What's in the ocean they're after?
Because they need fish.
Because they need fish. That's exactly right. So, designed for life in the ocean. Too fat to fly in there. I know. I know. Bubba weighs more than the other three birds put together. He weighs a little over 6 pounds. The other three birds put together only weigh 5 pounds. The macaw and the owl are 2, and the little kookaburra was only about 1 pound. So dense little birds, life in the ocean, their wings too, I know. Their wings don't fold up like the other birds, do they? They're actually very rigid, and they flap their wings up and down so that they can basically fly underwater. Unlike a duck or a goose that paddle through the ocean or paddle through the water, these guys use their feet more just for steering, use their wings to swim really fast in the water. They can swim 20 miles an hour. That doesn't sound fast when you're driving a car, but we can only swim as people. We can only swim 4 miles an hour. So 20 is a lot faster than 4, so they are very fast in the ocean. They swallow fish whole. They also eat things like krill and squid and other small little animals that are on the ocean floor, usually on the coast. Smaller penguins like this only hold their breath for a couple minutes. Bigger penguins like king and emperor penguins, they can hold their breath up to 10 minutes. But little guys like Bubba, they can only hold their breath for a couple minutes. They don't go as deep as the bigger penguins. Yeah.
Did you train him anything? Like
So
to walk around?
what he hasn't right now. What we're doing is we're actually just getting him used to being around people. He hasn't been trained yet to be in the show, in the bird show in the summer, so he doesn't know any tricks or anything. Basically, all he does is he kind of, when we're at the zoo, he'll follow you around. Here, what we'll probably do is when we get set up for touching him, he's just used to people coming up to him. So it's not quite like training a dog or a parrot. They're not quite as smart as a parrot or a dog.
He's doing the thing with the eyelid.
He's doing the thing with the eyelids? Yep. So he has the same thing. It's just clear. It looks like a little windshield wiper on Bubba. So it goes from side to side, and it's like built-in swim goggles. So he can put that over his eyes, and when he goes underwater, he doesn't get floating debris in his eyes. Now you think of any penguin you've ever seen, all 17 types of penguins have the same type of color. They have white bellies and they have dark backs. And the reason for that is there are things that like to eat penguins in the wild. Bubba would have to look out for sharks and seals in the wild. They love to eat penguins. So to get away, not only is he fast, but also he has this special camouflage. So let's say you're a shark and you swim underneath Bubba and you look up in the ocean. Bubba has a white belly. It's bright when you look up in the ocean, so it helps him blend in. Same idea if you swim over Bubba and look down in the ocean. It's very dark. He's got a dark back. Helps him blend in once again. So that's how penguin camouflage works. It works as they're swimming around in the ocean. So, do you have a question back there?
Oh, are you gonna be able to hold him?
I can't let you hold him, but we will have a chance to touch him right at the very end. But the last thing, before we have a chance to touch Bubba, I have a trivia question for you guys. And a lot rides on this. If you can answer it correctly, we have a chance to touch Bubba. If not, we might have to seek an alternative plan. So a lot of pressure on this trivia question. And it happens every day in the wild. How many penguins can a polar bear eat in one day? It's a very scientific number, and it happens every day in the wild. How many penguins can one polar bear eat in one day?